Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. In this video, we're going to show you the difference between OEM and aftermarket appliance parts. If you're in the market for appliance parts, you may be tempted to buy any old aftermarket replacement part, but you may not realize that original equipment manufacturer, or OEM parts, will fit a whole lot better and last much longer. When you're researching what to buy, make sure you read reviews from both OEM and aftermarket parts. You'll likely discover that aftermarket parts have more negative reviews about early failure compared to OEM parts. While that lower price tag is tempting, you should always do your research before clicking the buy button. OEM parts are made by the company that originally made your appliance, whether that be a dishwasher, microwave, or refrigerator. They are functionally identical to the original parts that came with the appliance. Aftermarket parts, sometimes called generic parts, are made by a company other than the original manufacturer. They're usually made to fit several different models and brands, and sometimes use cheaper materials to help keep the costs down. There's a chance that the aftermarket part will fail much sooner than the OEM part. That's why it's important to remember the old adage, you get what you pay for. Here we have an OEM dryer heater element next to an aftermarket one. You can see on the OEM one, the ceramic is a little bit better quality. It's made better, it's a different color. It's mounted properly onto the bracket. Versus the aftermarket one, which is made out of a different type of ceramic, which isn't made as well, and they're not attached to the bracket as well as the OEM one. It's hard to show on camera, but there is a difference in the wires. If you take the OEM one, it has some resistance to it, and it's a little bit hard to bend. Versus the aftermarket one, which uses a lower quality wire, which is easier to bend. Here you have the OEM and aftermarket support roller and idler pulley out of a dryer maintenance kit. You can see in the OEM, the bearings are a little bit different. They use a better material than the aftermarket ones. And then if you look at the rollers themselves, the rubber is wider and has more area to support the drum. And if you look at the retaining rings, the OEM one is the soft pliable plastic that's easy to snap onto the shaft. And the aftermarket ones are harder plastic that may snap when you try to put it over the shaft. Then if you look at the idler pulleys, you can see the same thing. The bearings are made out of a little bit different type of material, and the OEM one is made out of the white plastic, and this is kind of a bluish gray plastic. And the washer is the standard Whirlpool black washer that goes on the idler, and the aftermarket one is just a white plastic spacer that they use. This might be a little bit hard for you to see at home because you can't feel how much drag is created on the shaft, but this is a shaft that the roller would actually ride on in the dryer. And if you take the OEM one, it just slides over there nice and clean and spins with very little drag. Whereas the aftermarket one, sometimes it's a little bit harder to get on, and then it has more drag when you spin it. And this would be the same thing for the idler pulley. They both perform the same way. Choosing OEM parts can save you a lot of hassle. Since they're made specifically to replace certain parts, they all have their own unique part number that makes finding them to buy easier. With aftermarket parts, you may have to figure out if it fits your appliance from a list of other parts it's compatible with because it won't have the same part number as the original. Certain products, like water filters for refrigerators, may come with NSF safety certifications, which are often listed in either the product's description or on the label. When you buy real products certified from the manufacturer, the product has been NSF tested. Aftermarket parts don't frequently put in the expense to test for product safety. When you're doing maintenance or repair, it's good to remember that an OEM part will be guaranteed by the manufacturer. Most appliance parts from major brands come with a 90-day to 1-year warranty. Certain parts or brands' warranties may be longer or shorter depending upon the component's purpose. Aftermarket parts, on the other hand, may come with no warranty at all. While using aftermarket parts on your machine won't specifically void your appliance's warranty, using one that leads to damage to the appliance could. If the thinner motor wires on your aftermarket dryer motor cause damage to the appliance, the manufacturer may not honor the repair warranty. So if you have a problem like a broken appliance and you want it fixed right, fast, and the first time, go with an OEM part. The cost may be a little higher initially, but it's a long-term investment. When you need a replacement OEM part quickly and for the best price, start your search at AppliancePartsPros.com.